Hi everyone, I'm Marcy, and today I'm making Chile Colorado Con Carne using red chili pods from Lemitar, New Mexico. I know I talk a lot about chili from Hatch on this channel, but there are other areas in New Mexico that are known for their chili as well, so I thought I'd share that with you. This past weekend, I went to Albuquerque because it was my daughter's birthday, but as I was driving back home, I decided to make a pit stop in Lemitar, which is about maybe an hour and a half's drive south of Albuquerque off I-25. It's near the town of Socorro, which is where my dad was born. But anyway, Lemitar is a rural community with a population of just over 500, so there's not a whole lot to it, but it is beautiful country. They have lots of farms and a historic adobe church called Sagrada Familia that was built in the 1830s, and it's now on the National Register of Historic Places. But other than that, what Lemitar is really known for is growing some great chili. I particularly like their red chili, so I stopped in at the Bustamante Farms Market, a little produce store where they have all sorts of New Mexico products. They have a freezer full of green chili that has been roasted and peeled, and you can buy it in whichever level of heat you prefer. And I also got to meet owner Shayna Bustamante. She and her husband Ken are fifth-generation chili farmers and are proud of what they bring to the table.
I think we take a lot of pride in what we do here, and it's really important. People just love it. They love coming here. People drive from all around New Mexico, from out of state. They come and drive here just to get our chili. I don't know, people just love it everywhere. This year we won the New Mexico Chili Taste-Off. We won second place for green chili, and last year we won second place for best red chili. So that was awesome.
I bought a big sack of red chili and also some pinto beans from Estancia, New Mexico. And now I'm back home excited to try out this chili. Now I did get hot, so you do have to know your heat tolerance. If it ends up being too hot, what I'll do down the road is I'll mix it with either mild or medium chili, and that'll just kind of bring it down. But it should be fine. Hopefully, we'll see. Anyway, typically I would say you need about 10 to 12 chili pods for this recipe. But because these chilies are rather on the small side, I'm using about maybe 16 to 18 of them. Now, aside from that, you'll also need 3 garlic cloves, 1 tablespoon Mexican oregano, a tablespoon of cumin. If you don't like it, just leave it out. You'll also need about a teaspoon of salt for the chili sauce, and then I'm also going to be using more salt to season the meat. Now I've got 1.5 pounds of pork meat that I've already cubed, but you can use whatever kind of meat you prefer. In fact, last time I shared this recipe, I made it with beef. Now this is optional, but I also like to use a little flour. This is probably about a tablespoon, maybe 2. And I use it to sort of coat the meat to kind of give it a little coating when I'm browning it. And it also helps to thicken the sauce. And then finally, a couple of bay leaves. So let's go ahead and get started. I first remove the stems and seeds from all the chili pods. I like using a small knife to do this, but you can use kitchen scissors if you prefer. This is just what I'm used to. And this time I may even save the seeds so that when it comes time to plant next year, I can give them a try. Once all the chili pods are cleaned out, you'll notice I place them into a sieve. This way, if I see dirt on them, I can give them a quick rinse to remove it. Then I place a larger bowl underneath that sieve and pour boiling hot water over the chili pods. You want enough to get them fully covered. Let them steep for 10 to 15 minutes so that the chili rehydrates and softens. Next, lift the sieve from the water and place the chili pods into a blender or food processor. Then add about 3 cups of that chili water. Now I'll add the garlic, the oregano, which I like to break up a little first with my fingers to release the oils. I add in the cumin and the salt. Cover and puree. And I let my blender go for quite a while because I want the chili sauce completely smooth. So while that's going on, I'm going to work on the meat. I season the pork with plenty of salt, and then here's where I add a little flour. I'll heat a large pot on the stovetop with enough olive oil to coat the bottom. Then I'll add in the seasoned pork. For better browning, it's always best not to overcrowd your pan with the meat. So you can cook your meat in increments if you have a lot, but for me that's not really practical. I want to cook it all at the same time. So that's where that flour comes in really handy. You can see that this is browning nicely. Once it browns on all sides, the chili should be fully pureed. Go ahead and take that chili sauce and pour it into the pot with the pork. I always add a little water to the blender and swish it around so I don't leave any chili behind. Give everything a good mix. Toss in the bay leaves. And when it reaches a boil, cover with the lid. Lower the heat and let it simmer for 30 minutes. I just need to remove the bay leaves, and this Chile Colorado Con Carne is done. It looks and smells amazing. I just need to fish out the bay leaves. There's one of them. See where the other one went. There's the other one. Well, I am not really ready to eat because we're gonna have company later today, and I've got the beans still cooking, the beans that I bought there at Bustamante Farms. But I do wanna serve just a little so that you can see what it looks like. And normally you would have this with beans or rice. I'm gonna be making fideos later. but that looks so good. So let me just taste it so that I know just how hot it is. Come over here. And the meat looks really tender. Easily breaks up with my fork. This is probably one of my favorite dishes in the whole world. And I will say this one is hot. It's hitting me right now, but really flavorful and really good. Now, I'm not here to start a chili war saying which chili is better than the other. I'm obviously partial to New Mexican chili because that's where I'm from, that's what I grew up eating, and I love it. What I would say is try chili from different areas and find out for yourself what you like. Now, that said, the Bustamante Farms does have New Mexico certified chili, and you do want to look for that sort of thing on the label. And I'll put information on Bustamante Farms for you in the description box. But you kind of have to be careful because New Mexican chili is so popular. Other companies try to capitalize on that, even though they don't grow their chili here. And in fact, recently I sent my husband to the store to buy some red chili, and he came back and I noticed that the color was off, and when I cooked it, it was really brown and it just didn't have the same taste. Well, it said on the package, New Mexico style, right? It wasn't New Mexico grown, but it was in the style of New Mexico. Turns out it was grown in another state, and it just was lacking in flavor, and I was really, really disappointed. So you definitely need to read the labels to find out where your chili is grown, and hopefully that'll sort of help you out, and then also find out what your own heat tolerance is. Like I said, this one is hot, but I think it's gonna be all right for me. Anyway, I hope you enjoyed this video, and we'll see you next time. Thanks so much for checking out this video. Be sure to give it a thumbs up and subscribe if you haven't already. You can also follow me at Marcy Inspired on Instagram and Facebook. Until next time, blessings from my kitchen to yours.